envy. This is the feeling that the gospel portrays today, envy. And how much pain for Jesus, and how much pain for Mary. Nazareth was a small village, a village on the side of the mountain, trioderic, that is to say, with part of the house dug into the ground, into the rock. It can be still seen like today. A village where its inhabitants were, many of them, relative to each other, and of course, all known to each other. Jesus had lived there ever since he came from Egypt. Perhaps he had lived there for 25 years. We don't know the age at what time he arrived, but 25 years. Jesus had played with those children who were already men like him. He had cousins and nephews, his cousins' children. Those streets had been his streets. They were his memories of his whole life. He had worked there. Saint Joseph had died there. It was his house. It was his home. It was his point of reference. And there, they tried to kill him. No prophet is understood, supported, loved in his land. But how much pain? How much pain? And why? Out of envy. Not because he didn't perform miracles in Nazareth. How many could he have done during his 25 years discreetly so that no one could know about it because the time had not come? How many people he had helped? How many elder women, perhaps, he had carried the heavy pitcher of water from the fountain? Even today, water still flows from that fountain of the Virgin to their home. How much good he and his mother and his father, Saint Joseph, would have done, and yet they tried to kill him. Envy. How powerful envy is. If blind our judgment, and perhaps we don't realize what motivates our criticism, our resentment, and our aggressiveness against someone are not the defects of that person, which exist. I'm not referring to the case of Jesus, but among us. What is the envy that you have towards that person? Envy between brothers, envy between co-workers, envy between neighbors in the same house, envy. Envy that kills. It kills with words. It kills with slander. It kills with criticism. And sometimes also kills, as they wanted it to do with Jesus physically. The Lord, the Gospel says, He made His way among them and went away from there. He never came back to Nazareth, never again. And possibly after this, the Virgin Mary also left. Because how could she be in a town where her own relatives, her friends, her neighbors had wanted to kill her son? Possibly after this, the Virgin Mary went to a house where she felt protected and loved, possibly to Cana. But envy, which is murderous and cruel, can often leave a wound in the envy. I am not referring only to the envy that causes slander or lies, injustice, not to mention death. I mean that when you know that they are attacking you out of envy, they are criticizing you out of envy, that they don't love you out of envy, no matter what you do, they will not love you because they didn't love Jesus Christ Himself, much less you. A bitter wood can grow in your garden, in the garden of your soul. You have to be careful with the bitter herbs. They spoil the food. A bitter herbs, which is the herbs of resentment. It is the bitter herbs that, like God, spoils what you have and does not let you enjoy what you have left. If Jesus, when he left Nazareth, which was a great pain for him, when he left Nazareth, he could have been bitter. Of course, he will not be Jesus, but, Jesus was never bitter, nor would he have been bitter. But if he had been bitter, he could have suffered more. They kicked him out of his town, and yet he forgave. Did not hold their grudges, turned the page, and made it to Capernaum, his city. They did not want me in Nazareth. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head, he said once to one who wanted to follow him. He found it. We must know how to turn the page and not look back. Did they behave badly with you? So much worse for them. Did they hurt you? Too bad for them. Turn the page. Don't let bitterness, resentment, embitter your life, spoil your lives. So, on the other hand, be careful with your feelings. Write them down in detail, because it is possible that many of your criticisms and your actions are due to envy. And if, on the other hand, you are the victim of the envy of others, forgive them, turn the page, and look ahead. The village of Israel will not be exhausted before the Son of Man comes. If you are not wanted in one place, don't make it a big deal out of it. It is possible that in other places they are waiting to love you. Let us ask the Lord with all of our hearts to deliver us from this cancer of envy and bitterness, and leave envy in those who suffer from it. So be it.